Chris, the stat says he commits more murders on and off screen than anybody else in that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a caring side because he takes on Michael under his wing. You know, what are your feelings towards Chris as a person in general? Is there two sides of this guy? There must be.
Yeah, I mean, Chris is like every other character on that show is multi-layered. So you'd be doing yourself an injustice to just see him as a bad guy or a killer. He is a sociopath, or at least sociopathic tendencies, where he could sit down and have a meal with you, or just kill your whole family, and it would affect him the same, which is scary. As an actor, you hear actors say this all the time, and for me, it's true. I can't judge my characters. I can't. They're to be fair to them and bring them out as full as I can't judge them. I would say the difference, what helps me explain to people the difference between Chris and Snoop, the many differences between Chris and Snoop, is that Snoop is a psychopath. She enjoys the kill, she enjoys the hunt, the thrill, and so on. And there's this kind of a cool, kind of brash behavior behind it in psychopaths. Chris is a sociopath who's unaffected, and they're to me they're more disturbing because they're harder to find in society because they're not necessarily following some sort of habitual behavior that feeds their passion. You know, if you like something, it's easy, and people know you like it, and there are things you'll do for the things you like. You can track people's behaviors easier that way. I'm very predictable in many ways. If you ask most people where I am, 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock at night, at home watching Seinfeld, eating ice cream. Simpsons, Seinfeld, a box, eating a pint of ice cream. I had to back off on the pint. I used to kill a pint a night. Anyway, I digress. But Chris is a more of a sociopath, but he does have this side where he cares for things, and he cares for people but the people on the margin that aren't the obvious ones to care about. Michael was this tough, smart kid, kind of the alpha in his group, and he's not the one that you would say he needs the most caring. Randy, you would think maybe, or some of these other characters, Dookie, whatever. But it was Michael that Chris is like, this is the one I'm gonna help give the skills of life to, the life that they lead, to protect himself and his own. So.
You're talking about your partnership with Snoop.
Yes.
That's a fearsome partnership.
Yes, it is.
Was it fun?
Yes, it was. I loved working with her. She cares. One of the most charismatic people I've met. Just had fun. It just had fun. I remember one time she took me out to a strip club in Baltimore, and she just put me by the stage, gave me a stack of ones, and went on her way. I'm like, I love you, Snoop. Thank you. I'm making rain on these hoes.
You're making this duo, which are very, I would say, bloodthirsty. Sound kind of nice and
yeah, there was the whole murder thing, but when you see past that, we're just regular blokes.
Why has this show struck a chord throughout the world?
Because the level of writing, the level of the performances, we didn't settle, or we weren't allowed to settle. Like the producers, the writers, the other actors, we didn't want to do what other people were doing. We wanted to do something that kind of honored the stories in Baltimore and these people, because most of these people actually existed, and most of these stories are based off of real things that happened. And these stories, this city speaks to and about cities around the world. I mean, this is what's going on in the wires. What went on in Brixton. Brixton's changed some, but the people in Brixton and around Brixton who were affected by it understood. In Hendon and in Bangladesh, just people understand this, because it's a story of class. When it comes down to it, it's a story of class, and that's everywhere.
I'm gonna put you on the spot now.
Okay.
Who's the best? Who's the best? Avon or Marlo?
Oh wow. Oh really? It's dependent on like how you see.
No, you can't do that. You just gotta give me one.
Well, in the end, Marlo won.
Yeah.
You know, it cost him everything, but he won. As far as he's got his freedom, and he could start and build again, and I think he lost a lot of the money and so on, but he has his freedom. He left it untouched. Avon's still alive, but he's got the respect of everyone. You know, Marlo is rules by fear. Avon has like the streets' respect, and you know he's feared, but he has their respect. But he's in prison, so it's like what you value. See, there's rules to this game, and they played it different. So it's like how far, like for Stringer Bell too played it different. Stringer Bell though, he went against the like everyone watching from the outside were rooting for him because you want him to get clean. He's got all these great attributes, it's so on. You want him to make clean money and get out of the life and so on. But what he did and how he did it was against the rules of the game he was playing, and so that he got. And I don't even mean getting clean, like turning dirty money into clean money. It's like how he did and the people he did dirt on. It all came back. Marlo or Avon. Wow, it's like trying to choose it's like Sophie's choice over here. I would have to say, you said who won?
Who would you say?
Who would I say won? How many years did Avon get? Oh, he's in for life.
He's in for life, I believe.
Marlo. You know, because Avon can still run it from inside. He can still run it from inside, but he's inside. And it's going to be there for the foreseeable future. But you could still work some things to get out. You know, there's crooked judges everywhere. They'll take briefcases of money get found everywhere. So, it's funny how that happens. So, but I'll say right now maybe Marlo. Although more people would be gunning for him.
If Avon was released, would it open a whole new turf war? What could you see happening? If David Simon had turned around and said, you know what, we're going to do something in another 10 years where Avon's released, Marlo's still running it, would it all explode again? Or could you see them joining forces now?
Honestly, I'd more likely see them. I'd see them joining forces, even though it'd be fun to see it explode again. Like Avon isn't an idiot. He understands his blocks and his territory and this and whatever. He doesn't care about the whole, like what Stringer Bell did, whatever. He understands gaining territory and keeping that territory, but he also understands how the game is played and the schematics of it all. And if it's changed and he's getting out and so on, he's an alpha, but he also understands, making partnerships. So I think there'd be an alliance there. Although David Simon always said that, David and Ed Burns always said that if there was another season of The Wire, it would tackle the immigration issue, which is prevalent everywhere, including Baltimore. That'd be exciting to see.
There always was rumors of another season.
And everywhere I go, people are like, "What's the next season?" This show has been off the air for like 4 or 5 years. They're like, you know what? I stopped myself because I'm currently on a show that was off the air for 4 months. So it's not ridiculous. I was about to say, how ridiculous is that coming back? Oh, I'm doing 24, and it's been gone for 4 years. So it is possible. It is absolutely possible. But The Wire. I mean, just yesterday, people are like, when's the next season coming out? Or they make it anymore? Or when's the Wire movie? I'm like,
it's always going to happen. This is the thing.
It's true.
But if they had done that next season straight after you said immigration, did they give you any more details? Because there's very little out there about it. But clearly they've said a few things.
Most of the things out there are rumors and speculation, and don't come from anyone actually associated with the show. But it builds on one another. Like as far as what's out there, it builds on. Oh, I heard this. Well, they heard it from somebody who heard it, and so after a while it becomes a fact. But there's nothing out there. And I speak to David. I speak to Ed. So I never asked them if there's something else coming out there because I feel like I know their temperament, and they've moved on to other things. But if there was another season, it would be a fantastic season. It would be huge. You know how many people? You know what? I gotta call them. Maybe I can talk them into it. Listen, guys, I know you said no more, but just look. 24 is doing it. We can do it. Let's get these numbers going. You know, the people out there. The world wants it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just convinced me to convince myself to convince them.
Perfect. That's what we need to do. You're involved in We Are Liberated.
Yes, my apparel line is called Liberated People, and the website is weareliberated.com. That's weareliberated.com.
Can you tell us more about it?
We're not a charity, but we do work with different nonprofits, and we honor the liberation dates of different nations around the world. I happen just by chance to be wearing one now. It's
Can we purchase that?
You can. If you go to weareliberated.com, you can buy one of the shirts. I've been a part of a lot of different protests around the world. The West Bank, Israel. I was part of Occupy Nigeria. I was on trial about 2 years ago in Brooklyn for protesting stop and frisk, and I kind of, my experiences is I've just seen people all around the world who look different, who speak different languages, out in the streets fighting for the same things. I've been fortunate to be able to be by them side by side. So I wanted to create something that spoke to that common struggle that we sometimes think that we're in alone. And I feel like if we kind of, I feel, sorry, is that gonna bother? Is that killing you? Okay, cool. I feel that if we realize that we're not in this alone, and we stand with like struggles in other countries and other cultures, even if it's just down the block from us, it makes us stronger in our own struggles. So that's what the company is for.
It's really dear to your heart, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That's the thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And as you said, you go around the world and do this, and we can see it all on the websites.
Yeah. If you can check out the press page at weareliberated.com. We have an Etsy now. You can find, we have a great Tumblr as well that we post a lot of information, pictures, images, videos of different forms of liberation, and it can be anything. It doesn't even have to be some sort of nationalistic liberation. It can be your personal liberation and what that means to you. And it doesn't have to be pretty or even good. It's about being free of judgment.
No boundaries.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So that's weareliberated.com.
That's right.
Just going back to the films briefly.
Yes.
Just to finish off, what's been your highlight so far? I know you said The Wire. If we take The Wire out, film and TV.
I'm actually having a lot of fun shooting 24 in another country. This is as long as I've been out of the United States. It's been an amazing experience to join the show, which is so iconic. And to go from one iconic show like The Wire to another, the years in between, I've had a blessed career. I've had a very blessed career. So the experience of 24 and the idea of doing the show has been one of the highlights of like the most recent years. So I definitely have to say that.
24.
Yeah, just the whole experience of being part of it.
Final question. What's the one role that you would love to have played in TV or film? I know it's a huge scope, but there must have been something where you saw it on TV or on the big screen and thought, I would love to have done that role.
One that's already happened or one that hasn't?
One that's already happened.
Okay. See, the thing is, the ones that have already happened, they're still making more, so there's a possibility.
That's what. Put those in quick.
Okay. I'm love to play James Bond.
Right.
Or Batman. I'd love to be Batman. But the one that now this is from the list that have already happened, but the one that hasn't happened that I love, that I want, it's the Black Panther.
Okay.
Yeah. So make it happen for me.
Okay, I'll sort that.
Alright, cool.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Gbenga.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.